Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nicole and I'm a recovering addict. My sobriety date is July 13th of 2015 and I am here to talk to you guys about recovery from addiction. Sorry guys. So you guys, what we are going to do today is we are going to talk about step one. Now, those of you that are new to the channel, Sunday we did a step study with Jeff, the co-founder of MARA. For those of you guys that are new, MARA is Medication Assisted Recovery Anonymous. It is a 12-step meeting that I attend and I'm a part of, and I love it. And so we had the best step study on Sunday. Jeff did such a good job, and he really kind of like explained to us about the step. And so what I thought I could do is I could come and talk to you guys about what we learned and kind of just share with you guys about how it went in Sunday's meeting. Also, for my people that have not became patrons yet, we did Codependent No More last night with all my patrons, and it was so awesome, you guys. It was a really, really good time. And so those are two things that if you're not a part of Patreon, you might want to join. It's only $2 a month. And like I said, we're going through the Codependent No More book. And if you're not a part of MARA, you might want to join that because it's amazing. So I'm going to put the links to both of those in the chat. Okay, there we go. Hey, Shelly. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Leslie. Hey, Alpha Mom or Carolina. Hey, Mama. Hey, Misty. Hey, guys, is it glitching like it was doing the other day? So welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you to everybody that is here hanging out with us today. I am so excited to have you guys. Hey, Brandon, what's up, bub? I'm really excited to have you guys. Mama just put a link to our private Hangouts chat. We have a private Hangout support chat where Mama and Merk have been linking all of the MARA meetings that are going on throughout the day. So if you're somebody who is just like at the house and you're struggling and you don't have any support, or you're at work and you're like, I sit behind a computer all day long and I could be in here chatting or listening to a meeting on my earphones, go ahead and join that chat. It's completely free. You don't have to pay anything to be a part of it. And that's where we link all of our meetings and stuff. So, yeah. Okay, there we go. Let me get my water. Okay. And if you're watching from YouTube, I'm sorry. It has been doing this thing where it's been glitching, you guys. And so I can't make it stop. So if you want to join over on Facebook instead, where it's not like glitching in and out, I will get the link. Hold on just a second. Copy. Like, I have no idea what's going on with YouTube. It's really, really starting to get on my nerves. Okay. There's the Facebook one if you guys want to do that one. I'm gonna use this thing to hold my hair back. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull up step one and we will get started. Come on in, everybody. Have a seat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So for those of you guys that don't know, MARA is Medication Assisted Recovery Anonymous. And this isn't an official MARA meeting that we're having right now. We're just going to be talking about step one. And I'm going to share with you guys about how we did our step setting on Sunday. And if any of you guys are interested in joining Mara, I highly recommend it. And for anybody that's in Arkansas, we have a Mara meeting in real life this Friday at 5:30 at 11219 Financial Parkway, and you can call me and I will give you directions, or I can come pick you up. I'm also going to be starting a second Mara meeting in real life here in Arkansas. And so far, I think we're going to do it on Mondays at 7 o'clock. So, but I haven't, that's not set in stone yet, but I'm playing with the idea of doing it during the weekday in the evening, because a lot of people can't get off on Friday nights because they either work in the restaurant industry or they have their kids and they can't get anybody to babysit. So if we can do it during like a generic night, like Monday or Tuesday, then maybe more people will be able to make it. I also reached out to some people here in Arkansas that might let us utilize their space to have our meeting at. And yeah, so I'm on a mission, you guys. I have been reaching out to peer support specialists all over the United States, and getting a lot of information from those people. So I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission here in Arkansas to make some changes. So yeah, I'm excited. Let me get the Mara stuff though, because I want to read this to you guys. So Mara International, Medication Assisted Recovery Anonymous. One size does not fit all. Do you use prescribed medication to treat various drug and alcohol use disorders? Many people who utilize evidence-based science to aid in their recovery sometimes feel uncomfortable in their day-to-day lives. Additionally, a multitude of people on this healing path have even felt unwelcome at traditional recovery meetings. We understand. At Mara, you're always welcome. Recovery is simply to recover from an unsafe lifestyle. Mara is a support group of people who believe in the value of medication as a means to recovery. We understand that our individual needs may not be the same, our backgrounds may not be the same, our futures may not be the same. However, our desire to live a safe lifestyle joins us together. Non-judgment is our code. So, yeah. So, for those of you guys that are used to traditional 12-step meetings like AA or NA, Mara is the only thing that Mara has in common with those meetings is that it has 12 steps. That's it. It is so much different than those programs, and I'm going to share with you guys why. And it's nothing against those programs, but this is just what it is. It is what it is. The whole basis behind Mara is that you are in recovery when you say you're in recovery, and that not all of our goals is to be. So my goal isn't to be abstinent in Mara. My goal is to live safely. And so if that means being abstinent, then so be it. If it means that I went, and this is what we talked about in the meeting on Sunday. Living safely can mean different things for each person, okay? For one person, living safely can mean that they only drink on the weekends, and you know, they have a full-time job, but they like to drink a little bit of alcohol on the weekends and relax. Or it can mean somebody that has a 10-year heroin addiction and they've been shooting dope all their lives. Maybe they went from shooting dope every single day to only shooting dope every other day. And so they're making steps in the right direction to live safely, to change, and to make a better life for themselves. Okay. So non-judgment is our code. So a lot of the times whenever we are in traditional meetings, there can be almost like a kind of like a competition of who's been sober the longest, and if you've got this many years sober, then you know it's like a badge of honor, right? Well, in Mara, we understand that we really only have today, and we don't recognize like certain amounts of time. We just give out chips for a desire, to live safely. And we don't focus so much on the time that you have been sober because, like I said, all we have is today. Okay. The reason why I have like really just dove headfirst into the Mara program is because of the non-judgmental aspect of Mara, and that's what has made it so attractive to me. And it's not just that we say that we're about non-judgment, it's truly the way that we live and work, and the principles that we practice in our everyday life. If any one of you guys was to come to a Mara Zoom meeting with us, then you would see how non-judgmental everybody is in those meetings. Now, we have several members of Mara who have been struggling with, relapse. And in a traditional 12-step meeting, a lot of the times you'll feel extreme guilt and shame to the point where you won't even share that you have relapsed. You'll hide it and then you won't come back. At least that's been my experience. And the way that we have all been able to grow and support each other in Mara is that we have people who are not being ashamed, and they aren't leaving the program and never coming back. They're coming into the program and they're saying, I relapsed today. I'm here right now. And this is all, this is what I'm doing today. I'm going to live safely today. And nobody judges them. Nobody gasps and says, oh, I'm so disappointed in you. Because here's the thing, you guys. The last thing that we need to hear from somebody else is that they're disappointed in us, okay? Because we're already disappointed in ourselves. We don't need to hear it from people that we look up to, right? We are hard enough on ourselves. We are our own worst critics. And so that's why I love Mara so much, because we're just there to support you, and none of us feel like we know everything. None of us, it's just such an open-minded program, and it's just so loving and supportive, you guys. Hey, Trina, and I'm telling you guys, like, if you are not coming to the meetings with us, you're really missing out, because we are all growing together, okay? It's a group of people who we have all been in these meetings with each other, right? And so we see each other every single day. And so we're getting to celebrate our recovery with each other. Hey, Trina, for those of you guys that are watching from YouTube, don't watch the video, because it's YouTube. It's not me. YouTube has been doing this on everybody's live streams. Let me get the link to the Facebook. If you guys want to come and watch from Facebook, here you go, because Facebook, it's not doing it on Facebook. Okay. So I'm going to read the steps to you guys, and then we're going to talk about step 1. Okay. Medication Assisted Recovery Anonymous, the 12 steps. Number 1, we admitted that without help, we felt an inability to control our addiction and that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, we came to believe that, like all human beings, our power was limited and we needed to learn to let go and learn from others. 3, we made a decision to accept that we cannot control everything, assume a mindset of goodwill, seek the wisdom of responsible others, and discover our true voice within. 4, we made a searching and fearless inventory of our strengths, weaknesses, and misconceptions. 5, we admitted to ourselves without reservation and to another human being, when we became ready and found the right person, the exact nature of our unhealthy behaviors and misconceptions. 6, we were entirely ready to listen to wise counsel and seek that still small voice within to guide us to change our behaviors which have been harmful to ourselves and others. 7, we humbly began the process of deep change so we could overcome our weaknesses. 8, we made a list of all persons we have harmed, became willing to make amends to them all, and to forgive those against whom we have held grudges. 9, we made a direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, we continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, we sought through self-reflection and meditation to improve our awareness and understanding of ourselves and the world around us. and 12. As a result of these steps, we became aware of our true voice within. We came to realize our purpose and helped others find theirs. So, hey, Brian. Brian, did you get my comment? I commented back to you to call me, but I'll give you the link now that you're in here. So hold on a second. Okay, Brian, here's the link to the telemedicine I was telling you about. Boom. So if you are looking for telemedicine and you're not in the state of California, I just put a link in the comment section that you can get telemedicine, Suboxone, through that link, but only if you're not in California. It doesn't work for the state of California. Okay. Hey, AD, what's up? So let's get back to it. Okay. So as you guys can hear in the 12 steps of Mara, it's different than the traditional 12 steps because there's no mention of God, and where you can believe in God if you want to, but you don't have to in Mara. And it's all up to you. And that's the great thing about it, is that it's open. It's open, and there's not like constantly the mentioning of God in the literature or in the steps, which I think what happens to a lot of people, you guys, is that whenever they hear the word God, it automatically scares them away. So I just want you guys to know that if you haven't been to a Mara meeting before and you're wondering about that, there you go. Okay, so step 1 is we admitted that without help, we felt an inability to control our addiction and that our lives had become unmanageable. So one of the things that Jeff was talking about when he was sharing with us about step 1 is that admitting that that we needed help. So it's not I admit. So in this 12 steps of AA, it says we admitted that we were powerless over drugs and alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable, right? And so right away, I feel like what can happen for a lot of people is they hear that word powerlessness and they think, well, wait a second, I'm not powerless. I'm not weak. And so they automatically think that that's a bad thing, right? Well, in Mara, we don't say powerless, okay? We say that we admitted without help, okay? So I see y'all's comments now, okay? Whoever's on Facebook. I tried to watch it on YouTube and now I'm here. How do I watch it on here? I keeps telling me to install something or brings me to Facebook page and it says installed. I don't know if I got it installed. Is a different kind of Facebook. What the hell? Hey, Brian, I'm not really sure. Are you friends with me on Facebook? Oh, friend requests. Holy cow. Y'all, I'm so sorry. It's all janky. It's all YouTube's fault, y'all. Hold on. I see you, Brian. Hey, Leslie. Okay. Yeah, regular Facebook. Is everybody here? And I can see y'all's comments. I can see them right here on the screen, so I don't even have to look them up. Good deal. Okay. So let me go back to step 1 again. Sorry, guys. I see y'all. I don't want anybody to get left out. Okay. And the reason why I'm sharing with you guys like what the step is in the traditional 12 step and then the step here is because I want to show you guys that it's a difference. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, when they hear 12 steps and they think, okay, Mara has 12 steps, then it's just the same as all these other. It's not. It's a lot different. And so that's why I'm sharing with you about what it says in the other step, okay? So let's read. So yeah, and the way that I explained it so I've worked the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I admitted that I was powerless over drugs and alcohol and that my life had become unmanageable. And the way that it was explained to me when I was working those steps was that I'm not powerless right now. Okay? I'm not powerless right now because I'm clean and sober. The only time I'm powerless over drugs and alcohol is when I take drugs and alcohol and put them in my mouth, put them in my pie hole. When I put drugs and alcohol in my body, I lose the power of choice because my body does not break down drugs and alcohol the same way a normal person does. My body doesn't respond to drugs and alcohol like, oh, granny who can have a beer while she's watching a baseball game outside because it's hot. When I drink a beer because it's hot outside, I want to drink a 30 pack. And then once I drink a 30 pack, I'm going to need some cocaine because I'm going to need to sober up so I can drive. And then once I do some cocaine, that's just going to piss me off and I'm going to have to go shoot some meth. And then once I shoot some meth, then I'm really going to be so twacked out that I'm going to have to come down and I'm going to have to go get me some heroin or some Roxy's. So powerlessness does not mean that you're weak. It just means that when we put drugs and alcohol in our bodies, we can't handle it, and we all, I think, how many of you guys have come to the conclusion that when you use drugs and alcohol, it's not going to be a good thing? Like, I think we're all in that same, I think we're all right there. I think we are all at that point. Hey, Crystal, where we know that we cannot get high anymore. Like, whoo, baby, it is like we used to do it and we had a fun while we could, but now it's not fun anymore. And that's what happens to all of us, you guys. We get to a point in our active addiction where we cross over an imaginary line. Okay, and that line, when we cross it, there's no going back over the line and then putting it back. There's no once you got a pickle, you can't go back to a cucumber. Have y'all ever heard that? Once you're a pickle, you can't go back to a cucumber. So once an addict, you can't undo it, right? So we can't be going and using drugs and alcohol anymore because it affects us. It affects us negatively. And that's what probably pushed many of us to make changes in our lives and start trying to live safely and start trying to get our recovery, is that we were having negative consequences and we were losing things, right? Last thing I can think about is getting high. Hey, Jodeci, what's up, girl? So the reason why we are all here where we're at today is because we got to a point where we lost control. Okay. And so how many of you guys can fully admit that you lost control? Or do you still think you have control? See, I had to get to a point where I realized that I didn't have control anymore and that there was no way I was ever going to regain it. Because many, many years I tried to go back and forth, dabbling and trying to get my control back. One of the things that a lot of addicts and alcoholics struggle with is that we want to be able to use drugs and alcohol without having negative consequences, but we keep doing it, and then it's like it's never going to go back to that. Once you have graduated to that level of just all out, just strung out addiction, there's no going back to just normal drinking or normal using. Crystal says, pain is a motivator for me. I don't do anything until the pain becomes unbearable. Heck yeah, Crystal. That's what the pain is, a motivator for a lot of us. Or pain, and it can be emotional pain, physical pain, financial pain. Don't get it twisted. A lot of us have been inspired to get sober because we lost our children. And so that pain of losing our kids is what kicked our asses into overdrive to get sober. Or some of us got sober because we went broke. And the financial burden, the financial pain of not being able to afford drugs and alcohol anymore drove us into sobriety, right? Or the bankruptcy, the emotional bankruptcy. What's up, Polly? Of not having any confidence, feeling like you're shit on the bottom of a shoe, right? I think that for me, it was the combination of losing my son and then just being at that point where I lost hope. I felt truly worthless. I hated my life. Every morning when I woke up, I wanted to die. That's no way to live. Living to die is what I felt like I was doing. And that made me want to make a change. But I'm going to tell you guys, if my little boy hadn't got taken away from me, I had gotten so comfortable in that pain and that misery that I was just sitting there in it. And I probably would have never made a change. I wouldn't have changed because I probably just would have died. You know what I mean? Um, it really is so crazy when I look back on that and I think about how horribly bad my life was, how I had nothing. I didn't have a place to live. I didn't have money. I didn't have a car. I didn't have my son. Hey, your dad's on his way home. I didn't have anything. I lost everything because of my addiction. But when you're in your addiction and you can still use drugs and alcohol to cover up the pain and the agony and the defeat of being at rock bottom, it's like you just keep on repeating that same behavior. Oh, okay. Now, let me go back. I saw somebody. Let me see. Hey, Reaction Rookie, what's up? Hey, Nancy. Hey, Hitman. Hey, Sky. Yay, I'm so glad you guys are here. Okay, so let me read step 1 now again, okay? Step 1. We admitted that without help, we felt an inability to control our addiction and that our lives had become unmanageable. So we admitted that without help. So without the help of Mara, without the help of our sober support system, without the help of our little chicken nuggets, without the help of treatment, therapy, all these things can be parts of your help, you know? That's the great thing about recovery, you guys, is that you don't have to just pick one way to get to where you're going. Okay? I utilize all kinds of different programs to help me stay sober, not just Mara. As y'all know, I just ordered a bunch of books online so I can learn and read. And so I got this addiction recovery workbook. I got the Alcoholics Anonymous book. I got this 12 and 12.
Excuse me.
Yes, buddy.
What? I can't find my book.
I got the Russell Brand book.
So can you?
I don't know where it's at, bub. I have it all. I have all these different books of literature because I don't want to just put myself into one box. I want to be able to learn all about different programs and different recovery from all different aspects. And that helps me so that way I can help other people. You know what I mean? Okay, let me give you guys the link to the Facebook. Okay, hold on. Because it's not me, it's YouTube, just so y'all know. YouTube has been glitching, y'all. Okay. There you go. There's the Facebook link. Y'all can come over there and join us on Facebook. Okay?
Are you almost done?
No, baby, I just started. Daddy's fixing to be home though, and he can fix it for you, okay?
But I felt Dad didn't get the right skin.
It's okay, Crystal. I really appreciate you for coming in here, girl. We're so glad to see you and have you here. And anybody that's from Facebook that's just stopping in, that's just doing a drive-by, we do live streams every single night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So any of you guys that are, like I said, part of the Facebook community and you are like, yo, where's a group that I can hang out with? Where's somewhere they're open-minded and we can hear with us And like we do this every night, you guys. And there's even some nights where I throw the link out into the chat and people can come up and share. And so it's a good time. I mean, I think it is. I have a great time. Okay, so what we were talking about on Sunday was Jeff was really emphasizing that to take step one, you guys, you can take step one and you can still be in your actively using, okay? Because step one can literally just be the act of making a change in your life to live safer, okay? For those of us that got on Suboxone, a lot of us, that was our first step, was going to the doctor and getting put on maintenance, right? Because we lived our lives in active addiction for so long. We didn't know how to live a healthy life. And so we went and got put on maintenance medication and we started living a safer lifestyle. That's what it's all about, living safely. Okay. I read a lot online, and what I like what it says on Mara is that it says that we know that not everybody's definition of recovery is going to be the same, but we we um, we support and respect all pathways to recovery. And let me tell you guys something, okay? We support all pathways to recovery, and we truly do support all pathways. Okay, we don't say that we support methadone maintenance and then you tell us that you're on methadone maintenance and we won't allow you to share in a meeting. Or we don't say we support medication that you're on for your mental health and then you ask for training at a certain position and we deny you that training because you're on that medication. Here at Mara, we support all pathways to recovery. All pathways. That could literally mean that you are like meditating on top of a rock with like crystals all around your head. Like, we support you. You know what I mean? We support all recovery. And we don't look at anybody's recovery like it's not good or that it's less than. And I think that's really important, you guys, for us all in the recovery community to start getting to a point where we don't have to say, hi, my name's Nicole and I'm in recovery and I'm on Suboxone. Okay, my name's Nicole and I'm in recovery. My name's Nicole and I have a desire to live a safe lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to we don't have to defend ourselves, you know? Now, there's some of us that choose to share that because there's people out there, you guys, that have been shunned and have been really treated badly because they're on maintenance medication. And so people like me, people like Jodeci on TikTok, her TikTok is at Matt Lives Matter. We share our stories because there's a whole group of people who are vulnerable, you guys, who have been judged, who have been just treated like shit, and we don't support that. So we are here to help people not feel so alone. Okay. And it also helps us at the same time. Like, you guys, when we are able to share our stories and be transparent and honest about our journey, it helps us. You know, it gives me so much strength when I'm able to share my truth. You know what I mean? Hey, Joyce. Because for a long time I was ashamed and I was embarrassed because I was made. Here's the thing, you guys, when you're taught to feel shame about your recovery, because when you go to certain places, they won't allow you to participate in that program. That is like where that shame comes from. You know what I mean? Here's one I hear a lot. AA and NA won't let people get chips on Suboxone. Yeah, so Jodeci, that is one thing that hopefully it'll be changing. And I think that a lot of programs are starting to make changes. But yes, that has happened, and I've had had people tell me the same thing. So here's the thing. That's why we have Mara. And that's why if you're somebody who's utilizing maintenance medication and you are in one of these fellowships, you don't have to tell anybody that you're on that medication, you know? And you know what really sucks is that I choose to tell people that I'm on this medication, and that you would never believe how much it still holds me back, you guys. Now, not in my career, because I have an amazing career working for the most amazing treatment center and doctor this side of the Mississippi, but it holds me back places here in Arkansas where things are so behind and they are just like so slow here. Um, but everywhere else, it's like amazing. Like I love my life today. And that's why, like, I ask myself and I question myself, like, I'm doing what I have to do for me. You know what I mean? This is my life. This is me being able to take care of my son. This is me being able to have my family and be a better person and not be out there lying, cheating, and stealing and deceiving. And so I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing for me, and I want you guys to know that you have support here on Mara. It's so important for people to understand, you guys, that we are not going to judge you here. Okay. And I never thought in a million years that there would be a fellowship like this for us. And there is. And that's what makes it so amazing. Here is the Facebook link for those of you guys that are on YouTube still, because it's just going in and out. And I'm so sorry. But if you watch from Facebook, it's completely clear and we are having no issues. So, back to step one. So that's what we were talking about. That's what we were talking about with Jeff Sunday, is that when you decide to take a step in towards living safely, that's your step one. Okay, that is the beginning of your recovery journey, when you start making choices to live safely, and that can mean something different for each person, you know. And admitting that we need help. Okay, so that what that help can mean is it can mean something different for each person. Help for one person can mean that they went to rehab and that's where they needed help, or help for somebody else can mean that they needed to get a sponsor to go through the Mara steps with them, or help to another person can mean that you know, they started doing online recovery support group meetings and that kind of thing. So each person is going to have a different journey. And that's another thing that I think is really important in Mara, is that our journeys are not going to be the same. But as long as we keep the mindset of non-judgment, okay, then we are going to be able to come together and to really truly support each other, because we're not going to let pride and ego get in the way. We're not going to let our disagreements on certain beliefs get in the way, as long as we keep non-judgment at our core. What's wrong, baby? Do you want me to open it?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you need, son? You're just walking around back here looking like you're miserable.
Well, I can't put on TV.
He's learning about recovery tonight with us, y'all. Okay, so anyway. Whew. I remember, how many of you guys remember when you first started coming to terms with the fact that you needed help, right? I kind of went in stages, all right? So the first bit of help that I was like, oh, I might need some help, was I started trying to go to some meetings, right? But I never made it. I would go to one and then I would leave halfway through the meeting. Well, then the second stage of me needing help was, oh, well, you know what? I'm not going to use every night. I'm just going to use on the weekends. Like, I was trying to manipulate the way I did drugs and alcohol to try and not be so messed up. And I would ask everybody else, am I doing okay? Am I doing okay? it was just a hot mess. And then finally I caved in and I was like, I need to go to rehab. And you know what, you guys, I'm going to tell y'all something about, hold on, y'all. I got to call my husband. I'm going to tell y'all something about rehab. If you're going for 30 days, make sure that you have something lined up for afterward, because 30 days is not enough time. I thought you were leaving at 7:30. It's 7:45. Are you coming? Okay, run out the door. Bye. um, sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Yes, he learns with me. When the doc said I was an addict, I was so indigent. Is that what you mean, or ignorant? When I did realize I needed serious help, it was scary as hell. Okay. Oh, Chrissy, you guys, is on her. I have an announcement to make. Um, Chrissy is gonna get help, you guys. I'm so proud of her, and she's not gone yet, but she's gonna be going soon. And so we are on a mission to get her help and get her free from that. And so she's probably gonna start crying now. So don't be crying, girl. We all love you, but I'm just so proud of Chrissy, aka Gold Dust Woman, you guys, because we have been working with Gold Dust for 2 years, and she fell off and kind of like disconnected from us for a little bit. She never left, but she was really struggling, and she has come back and got right in the middle of the recovery community and reached out for help, and like making progress in getting help, you guys. And the thing about, so here's the thing. It's so scary whenever you have lived your life in one way for so many years. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. When you have used drugs and alcohol for over 20 years, right? And it's basically the only way that you've ever lived your life. Like, you can't even remember what it was like to live sober, because you've just lived your life in active addiction for so many years. And so the fear of the unknown, the fear of, will I be able to make it? Will sobriety work for me? Will I like myself when I'm sober? Will other people want to be around me when I'm sober? Right? When me and Neil got clean together, you guys, I remember being so afraid that he wasn't going to love me anymore. You know, I stay sober a couple weeks, maybe a month, and then another week drinking, bitch. Hey, Ruben, we understand, man. You're not alone. Can you get off benzos and still get your mind and sense back? Will your brain get back to normal? Because that's the ultimate thing I'm afraid of. So, Brian, it takes time, right? And for each person, that time is different, but yes, your brain can heal. I think it's an expectation that we set ourselves up for to be disappointed, though. So let me share something with you guys. I ate Xanax bars every single day for over 10 years. When I tell you, I'm not talking about one here, half of one there. I'm talking 6 to 7 bars at a time. I'm talking driving my car into brick walls, backing my car back up, and going on about my way. I'm talking totally oblivious, okay? Like out of my mind, Xanny barred out. And when I came off of benzodiazepines, I was in a 30-day residential treatment center. I had gotten caught because I was sneaking them in, and they said, boop, and they cut me off. I didn't go to detox. I was sitting in the treatment center cold turkey off of benzos. Okay. Now, do I think that hey, mom, do I think you need to go and cold turkey? No, absolutely do not do that. It is so dangerous. Make sure that you reach out to a medical professional. Make sure that you go to a detox or the hospital. Like, do not try to come off of benzos by yourself. But that was my experience. I was yanked off of them cold turkey, sat in the treatment center, couldn't sleep for the next 2 weeks. Like it was not easy, right? My brain felt like it was vibrating and then like little electrical pulses. My eyes would do some kind of funny thing. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, it was probably 6 to 8 months after I had been sober where I started to feel like okay again. I started to have hope and happiness again. And so I want you guys to know that I don't know how long it'll take for your brain or for you to get to that place where you feel like you're getting better, but I can definitely tell you that it will happen and that it just takes time. And so instead of saying I should feel good by this amount of time, don't do that to yourself. Don't set yourself up for disappointment, okay? Every day, try to make a positive change and a move forward in the right direction. Okay. Every day, try to do something to help your mind and your body heal. One of the things that Dr. B taught me is that by changing our behavior and by changing the way I think, by being honest, by sharing my story, by talking about the way I feel. Like if I want to get high and I say, you guys, guess what? I was triggered today. I wanted to get high. Talking about that and sharing that, you are literally rebuilding the neural pathways in your brain, because normally that pathway would go this way, right? It would go to the left because you would normally think about getting high and you would go right to that pleasure sensor and go get high and give that part of your brain that pleasure that it seeks. And when you say, no, brain, I'm not going to give you the instant gratification, I'm not going to give you that pleasure that you're seeking, and you go the other way, you're rebuilding the pathways in your brain. Therefore, you're healing your damn brain. True story. True story. And so that is how I have been able to like live my life and stay sober for the last 5 years, you guys. People ask me all the time, can your brain heal while you're on Suboxone? Absolutely, yes, it can. I am rebuilding the pathways. I am changing behaviors. When I do decide to come off, if I ever do decide to come off Suboxone, if I decide to jump off, I have all this new knowledge that I've learned on how to stay sober. Hello. You can pick something up. Whatever you want to pick up. I'm on a live stream. Oh. Nate, what do you want to eat?
I don't want anything. I just want them to come straight home.
Pizza. Go ahead, grab a pizza. All right, love you. Bye. Okay. A lot of people will say, oh my gosh, your brain can't heal because you're on Suboxone. That is not true, you guys. That is not true. Okay. While we are on this medication, we can rebuild all the things that we were doing in our minds for so long. When we start doing the opposite of it and we start changing those behaviors, that's healing. Okay. And so please, I want you guys to know that don't let anybody tell you that you can't heal because you're on maintenance medication and that you can't change because you're on maintenance medication, because that's bullshit. All right. A lot of people just try to down us and make us feel like what we're doing is not right. Listen to me. We are literally doing what's right for us, and it's saving us from dying. And this is exactly what this medication was created to do, was created to have a safety for us, right? To help us maintain. And while we're maintaining, we can work on healing our brain and changing our old behaviors and being better people and doing the next right thing and being daughters and being sons and taking care of our kids. You know, this is stuff that we wouldn't be able to do. If I was still in my active addiction, do you think I'd be up here talking to y'all about sobriety? Hell no. I would be out pawning something and getting money for it. There you go. I would not be on here on a live stream. That's for sure. So, and here's the thing. So Christy says, that's another thing I fear, is that my brain will never completely heal. So that fear is just exactly what addiction wants you to have. Fear, okay? Fear is just lack of control. So you have to let go, because you can't control everything in life. And that was one of the biggest things that I have ever come to understanding, is that I can't control anything outside of myself. Okay? And so I can't control what my husband does. I can't control what you guys do. I can't control what other people think about my recovery. I can't control I can't control, okay? And so that fear of the unknown is going to drive you to never get sober. It'll drive you and keep you from you'll never get the help that you need, because that fear will hold you back. And you know what? You might never know. So you're going to live your whole life wondering if your brain would have healed and not even give it a chance. Sometimes you just got to believe. Sometimes you have to have faith, small as a mustard seed. Okay? Sometimes you just got to believe that I believe that you'll be okay. You know what I mean? Do you think that I got on Suboxone knowing that my life was going to be better? No, I was scared. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. My son was in Child Protective Services custody. I did it because somebody before me had done it and told me, this is going to help you. You're going to be okay. And so I trusted that person. I had faith that what they were telling me was the truth and that it was going to be okay. And look where I'm at today. That was my problem, trying to stop benzos and drinking by myself. I thought I was going to die. I ended up in the ER and couldn't even walk, all muscles cramping up. They couldn't even take my blood pressure. Oh my gosh, Ruben, I'm so sorry. Brian says 4 milligrams a day, Klonopin at least for 5 years straight, but I don't abuse them or act all weird and sluggish when I'm on them. It's when I'm off them that I feel the anxiety. Yeah, that's because you've been on them. That's what happens. Have you guys ever heard of opiate-induced, oh gosh, what's it called? It's something about whenever you've taken something like opiates or benzos and you were taking them for pain and anxiety, but then when you get off of them, that pain and anxiety is heightened because your body no longer knows how to gauge that feeling of pain or that feeling of anxiety, because it's been having that substance in it for so long that now it's like levels are off. The way it censors like anxiety is off because it's always had Klonopin to kind of damper it down. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm trying to read y'all's comments. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I've read about the long-term effects of long-term benzo abuse. Okay. I had someone tell me methadone is okay. Do you realize yeah, girl, people just say stuff to be saying it. You know what I mean? I still think my husband is using, but he said he can use on this drug. What drug, Joyce? Explain what you're talking about, babe. Are you talking about Suboxone, Joyce? Is he on Suboxone? Oh. I have done so many things because I wanted control. Sex and drugs. All I did was complicate my life, and it makes me sick. I know, me too, girl. we're better now. Pain gets worse from the opiates, or anxiety is worse. Yep, thank God I don't take pills anymore, but still stuck in my drinking cycle. Sorry, Suboxone. He's on the Suboxone program. Oh, okay. So, hey, Joyce, let me tell you, okay? So, if he is on the Suboxone program, then the only thing that he can do that is an opiate that will that he could override Suboxone with is fentanyl, and that's really dangerous. Like, it could kill him. Now, with Suboxone, buprenorphine is what blocks other opiates from being able to get into your system. Naloxone is just in Suboxone to keep addicts from shooting it up. Now, a drug addict that's on Suboxone that abused other medications or other drugs like methamphetamine, cocaine, benzos, he could most certainly take those medications or abuse those drugs. But if he was trying to go out and eat some opiate pills, no, as long as he's taking his Suboxone, the buprenorphine would block it. So, and that's just with, now I've heard that people say that they can use on top of methadone, they can use heroin and fentanyl on top of it. But as far as I know, with Suboxone, buprenorphine has a higher affinity to the opiate receptor in the brain than these other opiates would. But fentanyl can break through that barrier. So it could be very, very dangerous if he did that. It could literally kill him. Now, if he's on the Suboxone program and he's going and he's taking it as prescribed, then he'll get drug tested. And so hopefully that him getting drug tested will help him to stay on the right track. You know what I mean? But Joyce, I'm going to be completely honest with you, okay? If an addict wants to use and they still want to get high, they will find a way, whether they're on Suboxone or not. So what I would do if I was in your situation, because my husband is in recovery also, and we're both on Suboxone. For those of you guys that don't know, Joyce, I think you're kind of new to the channel, so I'm going to share this with you. 2 weeks ago, my husband had a relapse, and I was so upset, you guys. I was devastated, right? Well, one of the things that we talked about him doing, because I want to have that trust. I want to be able to trust him, is him submitting to random drug screens. So, if you and your husband are struggling and you feel like you can't trust him and he wants to earn your trust back, maybe if he would submit to some drug screens for you or do random drug screens, or maybe if he will start joining in and doing recovery support group meetings, I know. And so I see a lot of y'all talking about the shooting subs. So I'm telling you that naloxone is there to deter addicts from shooting it. But that doesn't mean that it stops them from doing it. But a lot of people think that that naloxone is there to block, and it's not there. Buprenorphine is what blocks anything. The naloxone is just there to deter people from abusing it. Thanks so much. Yes, that's why he picked up Suboxone, so he couldn't use on this drug. With my husband, he gets very bored and starts fights just to get out. So sorry. Oh, girl, I understand. I've done it too, Jodeci. When I was in my active addiction, I think I just gotten out of prison. It was like 2010. So it was disgusting. Oh, Chrissy, I love you too, girl. Yeah, if we want to get high, we're going to do it, you guys. But here's the thing. When a person is making changes in their life, like what I have had to realize is that, like, my husband has to want to be sober for him. He has to want it because he wants to be a part of this family, and he wants to have a better life, and he wants to be with our son and be with me. And if he wants that, then he's going to keep on trying and keep on getting back on track, And I think that's, a lot of people think that when we relapse and we use that, it's because we don't want to be sober, that we don't care. But a lot of the times, you guys, it's just such, when you have gotten high for so many years and then you try to stay sober, it's like second nature to go out and use, you know? And so a lot of the times we can want to be sober with all our might, but we still have a few slips, you know? So I always say, like, try to encourage your loved ones to stay on the right track. Try to get involved in some recovery support with them. One of the things that has helped me so much, you guys, and I will say this until I'm blue in the face, getting involved online with the recovery support group that we have here has been a lifesaver for me. And I have seen it save other people's lives. I have seen other people that had no support come and get involved, and now they're staying sober and they're not relapsing. And that was the one thing that they were lacking, is that they didn't have any support. Oh my God, Jodeci, how were you able to do that? Right. Okay, so we were talking about this on TikTok. So a lot of people say relapse is a part of recovery. Relapse, this is what I say. Relapse is a part of addiction. It doesn't have to be a part of recovery, because a lot of people get sober and stay sober, you guys, and never go back out. But when we're relapsing, we're in our addiction. So just don't get discouraged. If you relapse and you make it back and you don't die, okay? Because that's the thing, you guys. That's why it's so important for people to understand that, like, we don't want to relapse, because we're potentially going to die if we do that. Playing with we're playing with fire. We're playing with life or death over here. So if you make it back and you don't die, make sure that you learn from that shit. Don't keep repeating the same behavior over and over again. Learn from your relapse. Hey, Kenneth, what's up? Yeah. So Christy says, I have never stopped watching this channel though. Oh, through everything. What that did was keep me connected to the hope of recovery. That's right. Mom says you keep trying till you find the right path for you. So, you guys, ask Mom, tell them. My mama will tell you guys, Mom, did you think I was a lost cause for a while there? That's how bad it got, you guys. It got to the point where I was just so messed up that all I did was get high, try to get sober, get high, it was just horrible. Okay. And so I wouldn't be surprised if my family thought I was going to die, I'm delighted to have heard you on Dr. B's chat. You're doing so well. And if I have to sit up to look at this chat. Oh, Joyce, I'm so glad you're here. I'm happy to have you guys. And here's the thing, you guys. Ruben, if you're struggling with alcohol, man, this is my suggestion, Ruben. If you can get into a detox, go to detox for 5 or 6 days, however long it takes to get the alcohol out of your system, and then get involved in some recovery support and some therapy. I know you can do this. I know you can get sober and stay sober, okay? If you can get away from the pills, then you can get away from the alcohol. It's just that one thing that has a grip on you still. You don't have to live your life on alcohol for the rest of your life. You don't have to do that, okay? And I know that it sucks going to detox or going into treatment, you guys, but here's the thing. Sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes we need to remove ourselves from drugs and alcohol, because we are so intertwined. Drugs and alcohol are so intertwined in our lives that out here on the outside, we can't get away from it on our own. So we need help doing it. I mean, unless you got a family member that will literally get some handcuffs and handcuff you to the bed with your ankles and your wrists, then, going to detox or treatment can save your life. And it can give you just enough time to get far enough from away from those substances that your mind is cleared enough to where you can make changes. I never gave up. I was afraid that you would die before you succeeded because I always believed. Oh, yeah, Brian, I've heard. See, my mom, before she was bad off, tried getting me into intervention. Needless to say, they won't do it without the person allowing the help. But my thoughts when I watch the intervention is a trigger to me. I love seeing the end of the intervention, but I don't watch them shooting drugs. Jodeci, I'm the same way, girl. I always fast forward to the end. Isn't that so funny? I always fast forward to the end.
Are you almost done?
Daddy's on his way here, little gangster boo. Daddy said he got pizza and wings. So, you guys, we're fixing to wrap it up, but I want y'all to know, step one, you can take step one by taking a step in the right direction to changing to live safely. Remember, that's what we are all about, is living safely and non-judgment. Jonathan says, how do I hold on to my home while in rehab? Well, Jonathan, you can call your mortgage company and let them know that you have a emergency and you can defer that payment. A lot of people are getting assistance because of the coronavirus right now. And here's the thing, if you don't get sober and stay sober, and you can potentially die. So having a house won't matter anyway, because you'll be dead. Straight up. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But you can, okay, if you rent, you can rent another one when you get out. You can rent another one when you get out. And here's the thing, you guys, this is about you living your life and having a better quality of life. If you're okay with living and being on drugs and not being happy, then whatever you want to do. But if you're literally killing yourself and you're unhappy, then let that house go, honey. Let that house go. Or you know what? Talk to your landlord and tell them. You never know what being honest could do for you, Jonathan. You could be honest and say, I'm struggling with substance abuse and I need to get help. And see if you were somebody who has rented from them for many years, they might just hold your place for you or put your stuff in a storage unit for when you get out, but don't let that hold you back. Don't let rent hold you from getting life-saving treatment. Okay? I cannot tell you how many places I have lost because I went into treatment. I kind of wish I got an intervention, because I would love to go to one of them California or Florida Malibu places for recovery. I could jump on the opportunity, but I'm 39 years old and I've been around the block a few times. Brian. Oh, Brian, did you get the link that I was telling you about? Because I saw that you wanted telemedicine. Anyways, just so you know, all those like really nice treatment centers, they teach the same thing that the other treatment centers teach you guys. So you can get treatment at a state-ran facility or a really bougie facility, and you can still get good recovery, okay? Sometimes you got to be selfish. Jonathan, there are people out there that if you reached out to people and you said, I have an addiction, I need help, there was probably people that would be willing to step up and take your pets and keep them with them until you were able to get on your feet. Sometimes you just got to step out on faith and you just got to say, I need help. You can drop your dog off over here. I'll take care of him. I already got 3 dogs. What's one more? I'll take care of your dog. Won't we, Nate? I'm telling you, don't let these little things like this hold you back. We're talking about rent and a dog compared to your quality of life. Listen to me. Listen to what you're saying. Okay? Nothing is more important than your life. Because, like I said before, if you're not alive, if you're dying, then you can't take care of your dog and you won't have a house anyway. So, find somebody who's cool like me, who's willing to take your dog for 30 days and hop your butt, or a year. I know, because Jonathan, you could go to that place in Florida, and that is a bomb place. And I'll take your dog, and you can go, and I'll keep him for the year. You guys, don't be telling him it's not easy. He can bring his dog over here. I'll take his dog, put it on an airplane. We have, listen to me, you guys. If you need me to keep your dog so you can get life-saving recovery, I will keep your dog for you, okay?
I do want another dog.
Come here, tell him, Nate. Nate said he wants another dog, so he said bring the dog on over. Right, Nate?
Yeah.
We'll take care of your dog for you. The only difference is the level of comfort, like softer beds or swimming pools. Chrissy, stop it. Right. How many times have we neglected, hey, Ukraine, sweetheart, how many times have we neglected our loved ones and our household duties and all these things because of our addiction and our alcoholism? You know, guys? Yes, friends in recovery will help you no matter what. And so, yeah, I mean, especially, listen to me, you guys. Kenneth, I just love you to death. We have solid friends here, okay? These are true friends here. People who will truly support you. People who will literally stick their neck out for you, you know, because we have been there and we know what it's like. We're not going to let you go down the tubes by yourself. Hey, Victoria. I'm so glad you made it. I saw your comment the other day. Thank you so much for commenting. When you guys don't comment and then you comment and tell me that you don't comment, but now you're commenting.
What?
I always get so excited because I'm like, yay. Oh. So,
Mommy, I thought you said you're done.
I'm about to end it. Okay, you want to come say bye to everybody? Come, Nana's on here. Come say hi to Nana. I love you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed our recovery support group meeting tonight. I hope that, you know, it helped you better understand Mara and living safely. And yeah, we'll be on tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Tomorrow night we have a guest speaker. Tomorrow night Courtney is going to be on the channel with me, you guys. So her husband, I think, is going to come on too. So tomorrow night it'll be me, Courtney, and her husband, okay? All right. Good night. Love you guys. Y'all go follow Jodeci on TikTok at Matt Lives Matter. All right. Love you guys. Good night. See y'all tomorrow night with Courtney.